start at 7, Mark?
Yeah.
Right, and I'm gonna do some dishes while you're setting up. I'm gonna bring her in here. Hey, baby.
Oh.
Here, have a rag.
Hey, Mark.
No? Water during the day, Mark? I hardly ever see her drink.
The heck.
What do you think?
No,
She doesn't drink much.
yeah.
She worries me. I haven't seen her drink at all.
Oh, yeah. She just had a big gulp from.
Okay. Willow?
Good morning.
E5
Jack, you don't really see them in the third piece.
Okay.
They came out really good,
Cool.
but not everybody likes it.
Is that right there?
Yeah. And there's like a topping that you can like take it off and just have split one on it. And there's, oh, sorry. There, you know what you should use? Are you done with asparagus?
Yeah.
Actually, it has a skin on the bottom, so you could like, you have the whole thing, but you go like that.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'm good with just a piece.
okay.
That piece is fine.
And then like the top if it's too much, but at the bottom there's a thing of skin you want to take off.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, tastes really good. You can just sprinkle a little dill on that fish and squeeze on the lemon. And it tastes like the restaurant.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, good evening.
This looks great.
Hey, Mark.
What? Yeah.
You still working tonight? Got more calls
Yeah. 2 hours of calls.
tonight? Yeah, you look like you're in enough for it. You got that look.
I'm worried what?
You got that look that I'm feeling like you like a girl.
Yeah, I have like 8 minutes.
You look stressed.
Mark, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's still. Gonna close soon.
I'm glad I came over to Cam one day today.
Yeah. Weird.
One down, 2 down. This was the hard one, right? Oh, it's on the phone now.
Hey, Margaret, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Perfect. I can, yeah.
Yes, I just heard that.
That's good. Because nobody was listening to me.
I had to step away, so I don't know what I missed. So yes, we can hear you.
Sit.
No.
I think I've met more dogs on Zoom in the last month.
Yeah, we have a 13-week-old puppy.
Oh, no.
Yes, oh no. Yeah.
What kind of puppy?
It's a English cream golden retriever. So it's a really light colored, almost white.
Is that
Does it
the one
have
that
a
was in the
bigger head?
picture with Jessica today?
Yes, yeah, she
It is
insisted.
adorable.
Thank you. I'm trying to raise my cuteness factor by bringing a dog with me.
Will it have that bigger kind of head than the normal ones?
I don't think so. I think they're pretty much shaped like a retriever. It's just she's almost white
Yeah.
color. Yeah.
Cute.
It's quite some background you have there, Margaret.
Yeah, it's a picture of my, I know, my cousin took out in Oregon. They're called the Three Sisters. It's a mountain range.
Okay.
He walks
Oh,
his
that-
dog every night.
That's not the view from your house then,
Yeah, not today.
huh?
I wish. I wish. Now he's got a really nice view from his house and a really nice camera, apparently.
So Margaret, we're supposed to be live streaming this.
Okay.
I have the directions here, but maybe I have to go to the town's webpage to do this. So I'm gonna try this.
It does look like it's recording already.
Yeah, but they're trying to go to live streaming. And the directions that I have says go to the Town of Groton homepage. So I gotta do that first, I guess. No, that's not what I want. Oh, here we go. Town of Groton.
Get it?
Oh, close this. So this is interesting. No. Yeah, I don't see it.
I wonder if it's because City of Groton has their meeting tonight and they're using the live stream.
Oh, that
I'm
could
not
be.
sure. I'm checking
Yeah.
right now to see if they're live streaming on GMTV. I don't know if it would be in another spot.
That's a good thought.
And they start at 7 or 7. Well, they're starting at 7:30. They would have reserved it.
Yeah, it's saying the live event will begin in 30 minutes for city mayor and council. But it's their budget vote tonight, so I'm wondering if they're keeping it clear because it's a
Oh.
big meeting. I'm not sure. Never done
Okay.
this before as far as streaming a meeting.
Yeah, this is my first time, and I'll have to talk to Lisa tomorrow about it.
Okay. So Eric, do we know if Todd has attended this evening?
He has his hand raised, according to my screen.
Yeah, he said he was going to be attending.
I'm not seeing him in the participants list. Oh, hand raised.
He's on attendees.
Yep,
Oh,
instead of panelists.
all right, I just promoted him to panelist.
Excellent. Okay, so I think we have everybody, I believe. Okay. So, Mark, you ready?
I am, yes.
Okay. So, I'd like to call the May 4th Golf Advisory Board meeting to order. First order of business is the approval of the meeting minutes from last month.
Can I be heard now?
Yes.
Oh, good, thank you. But I don't look like myself.
Oh, that's good.
Thanks, Margaret.
Ouch.
Was it an ouch?
It sounded like an ouch.
I'm not worrying about it.
All right. So Dave, I know you sent out an addendum to the meeting minutes.
Two of them, Margaret. Both were misses on my part when I was transcribing information from the previous session to the formal minutes. And one of them relates to carts and how we can support those folks that have difficulty walking the course, as an example. And the other one was where Mayor Granatowski has a lady that could help the situation with the folks, ladies getting more involved in golf. And also Brad King had indicated that he could help with the women in defense or women in industry. So I just wanted to make sure those two were in there because I thought they were valuable to the process.
Excellent. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes as amended? Anybody? You have to come off mute for this or raise your hand.
I vote to approve.
Is there a second?
Couldn't get her. There's no audio, there's no visual.
Cindy or David?
I'll vote for the second.
Okay. Any further discussion? No. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes accepted as amended. Excellent. Next topic, citizens petitions and comments. Anyone?
Well, from the pro shop, we're just getting negatives from the absence of flag sticks and also the lack of cart use. We're putting up some really good numbers. The people that are coming to play, they know that they're walking, so it really isn't much of an issue. But I get probably a dozen calls that people were booking times and they say, you have carts, correct? Or I tell them, you know that we're walking here. Oh no, then never mind.
Mhm.
And then the odd daily person that is complaining about the flag sticks, although the men's club recommendation that we have, the pin locations, has been a great help, and that usually, that takes care of any kind of negative comment.
I guess the only thing I have to add is, of course, with the increased traffic that we've had from out-of-state people, I'm getting a lot of men's club people complaining that they can't get their tee times if they're not like right on top of it immediately. I know they have that hour window to call in, which is an advantage, but for the ones that do it online, I get guys that tell me, well, every time I call, it's busy. And if I try to go online, a lot of times it's, it books up really fast. And, getting comments like, if you look at the parking lot, it's like 2/3 full of Massachusetts plates. And that's pretty accurate on the.
That's hyperbole.
Huh?
That's hyperbole.
Yeah. Well, I
today I did a count.
Yeah.
And out of 52 possible times, we had 23 out-of-staters with Massachusetts telephone exchanges.
Mm-hmm.
But also, what I'm doing, because we have that situation, I am in the habit of putting 2 or 3 starter times before the member 1 hour window closes, so that I can help out, and I do, and I think the members know that I do try to work and help them get out. I think that it's very rare that any member group is not able to play at some point. Usually I say, well, come out around 10 o'clock, I can get you in.
Yeah, to your point, that has happened. You and Timmy have both been great with that, squeezing us in. We can, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, can I ask a question with that squeezing in? Are we getting to less than the 10-minute time window between groups?
No. I think because of the travel time, we are seeing a slight uptick in no-shows. And so when I get a no-show, then I'm able to plug in a member group or someone like that.
Okay.
But no, we're used to 7 times per minute, and as we've talked about before, that kind of is how the golf course is timed. The course is timed very well at alternate 8 and 9 minutes, which is a 7 tee times per hour result. And now that we're at 10-minute intervals, it's very, very comfortable. And usually there's there is a no-show that happens, or 4 becomes 2 or whatever. But no, we're staying true to the distancing guidelines.
Yeah, I think it's improved dramatically.
No, I agree.
And the congregating around afterwards has curtailed quite a bit.
Well, I think your effort was really good, Brad. Right after we had a conversation, and after this, after we had the GAB meeting last month, I think it really took care of the issue, because I think that the letter from you, or the email or text from you guys, got people to realize, hey, we're on a razor's edge. We this privilege could be taken away at a moment. And so since then, it's been really, really pretty good.
I agree.
That's cool. No, every time I've driven by, it's been much better than it was those first couple of weeks of it.
No, I agree.
I'd like to ask the mayor and Mark, have the complaints subsided a little bit? Has it gotten better? from your perspective?
Yes, I'm not aware of any complaints. There was an incident a week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago now, where a couple of walkers were going down Plant Street and made a comment to, I think, one of the rangers or a group of golfers saying, "We're going to shut you down." But since then, yeah. But since then, I have not heard a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
People sometimes.
And I don't know about the mayor. Usually, or I would think if she got a complaint, it would make its way down to me.
Very good.
Yes, yes, I haven't been tied up with work, so I haven't had as much people contact out there. But we'll leave it at that.
Okay. All right. Any other citizens petitions or comments? And did that morph into new correspondence and communications from board members? I think so. Anything additional people want to share? All right, seeing none. We'll move on to the golf course report.
Okay. Did you all receive the report?
Yes.
Yes.
So obviously the difference that we see between the prior month and this month is the absence of the cart revenue. Season passes are coming in very nicely, but we're a bit behind that way. But I can tell you, since this is the April, obviously, report, we've had 50 new members since the end of April. Today we had 8 more members. Today alone we had 4 new members. So we total of 49 new members this year.
How many of those are full members?
Well, it's a mix, Margaret. I mean, we have an uptick in the associate plus.
Okay.
We had a couple of youth will come in today. The economy, but we also have very, very strong is the regular adult.
Yeah, it looks like the only thing that went down was the senior limited. So we're up in every other category of pass. Correct?
Right. Yep.
Why do you think so many senior limited went down? People moving to Florida when they retire?
Oh, they're not
Well,
back
they
yet.
haven't come back yet.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, that makes sense. With the coronavirus, a lot of them haven't come back. Yeah.
Correct.
So that'll probably rebound if they come back.
Oh, they'll come back. Anyway. So, yeah, so fiscal year today, as you can see, we're still almost 50K to the good.
Okay. And one other question, could you explain your formula for average revenue per round?
Average revenue per round is basically is the number of rounds divided into the revenue, and that's greens fees and cart fees.
Okay. And then how do you factor in the season passes?
Season passes, I mean, that's separate from the average revenue per round. I mean, that's a separate animal. That's more a matter of the total of the season passes. I mean, I'll double check the where the formula, but the passes are a kind of thing. The average revenue per round is used throughout the golf industry, and that's greens fee rounds, cart revenue divided by the total revenue. Green rounds divided by the total revenue.
Okay. Okay.
So does excuse me, cart revenue include the season passes? Those people that use carts?
No, that muddies the water a bit, Dave.
Okay.
I'll clarify this for you for the next meeting and tell you exactly, just so that we're, so that you know exactly what that is. But the season passes is more a matter of, season passes and number of season pass rounds into the total revenue of the season passes sold. But let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and report back to you all
Yeah.
next meeting. Okay.
It's
You would
part of
think-
the
you would think-
curiosity. Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, sorry, Eric.
I was just going to say, you would think that the calculation would be the number of rounds into the revenue, which would be greens fee rounds and season member rounds.
Well, that's what I'll go ahead and I'll clarify. I'll go ahead and I'll do that.
And the other thing that I noticed, and which is why, so Todd, I appreciate if you can do that, that would be great, is that in February, we were at $30 average revenue per round. And then in March, it was 32. And then we're up to 36. And so just trying to figure out what role, if any, the season pass revenue might be playing in that number.
Well, that's why I'm saying that I don't believe it does factor into that, because as the cost of the daily fee goes up, then the average revenue per round goes up. That's the direct, when we're in our winter and we're charging $25 for a greens fee, and then now we're charging $40, we see an uptick in the average revenue per round.
So in February, you were charging 25 or 30?
Eric, we were 30, weren't we?
We were 30.
And then in March, 30 still, right?
30, and then April we went to 35. And then May 1, we're 40.
Okay, so 30 there, and 35. Okay.
Margaret,
Yes.
the Mayor Granatowski has her hand up. I think she wants to ask a question.
Yep, I see it. Sorry, I was reading my paper. Yes, Mayor Granatowski.
Thank you. I actually have two questions. I just needed some clarification, please, on the season passes. The chart is showing FYTD adult 49. Did I hear you say those are 49 new, or do those include renewals as well? That's the first question. And then the second question has to do with cart revenue. And despite the fact that we've had a month without cart fees coming in, it looks like we're still up over last year as far as the total revenue. So I just wanted some clarity on those two things, please. Thank you.
Well, we're seeing a great uptick in the greens fees, and that's compensated for the absence of the cart revenue. The workbook.
We just lose Todd?
The workbook will sort by category, and that it lumps the renewal and the new together on that. But I can tell you that we have 49 new across all categories for this year, which is a very high number. Normally we would expect a 10% churn in membership. We would lose about 10%, and we'd gain about 10%, usually. And so this is that's a very high uptick. And hopefully after the season pass selling season is over, then hopefully we'll the 49 plus, and then plus even that, will result in a very, very good number for us above this past year.
So,
Madam Chair, may I follow up?
yes, please.
Thank you. So, Mr. Goodhue, then the fact that there's a 49 for adult season passes sold is just coincidental. The 49 new memberships are spread out over all the categories. And yeah, so it's just a coincidence that the adult 49 coincides with the 49 new.
Yes, Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
And Todd, one additional question. I'm sorry, Dave.
No, I'm good.
Yep. So for this fiscal year, we're showing about 35,000 revenue. We're down by about $35,000. Is that what we're expecting once the folks come free from Florida to make up that difference?
I'm sorry, say it again, Margaret, I'm sorry.
So yeah, my apologies. So I'm noticing that the fiscal year to date on the season passes is 182,000, whereas the prior year it was 217,000. So I'm just trying to understand that difference with the increase in the 49 new.
Well, that's unknowable. I can tell you what I think. I think that it's going to be significantly higher than the 217. You know, with a 15 plus above the 165, then that's 180. So we're close to what we were last year. Yeah, without having our snowbirds come up yet. And also some members that I expect to join. I think we're in very good shape. I think the 49 number is terrific, and unless the COVID-19 does a whammy on us with why somebody would consider or not to consider joining, expect a very good uptick above what last year was.
Okay.
And I had a conversation with one of our people today who can't play unless they have a card. And he was asking about, you know, is there an anticipation of maybe getting cards online? And I told him that that we're trying to get our ranger staff expanded quickly, hopefully quickly rather than slowly. And hopefully within 1 or 2 weeks, then we will be running solo cards. And then I reminded him about the action of the Golf Advisory Board about when they join, that they will have 12 months from the date that they joined. And he was very, very pleased with that. And he was looking forward to joining. Because once you get into, you know, mid to late May, then you're going to lose some folks unless you have that kind of mechanism, which this board went ahead and acted on.
Correct. Okay. So very good news on the increased number of members. It'll be nice to see that revenue come up as well over time. But it is great news on 49 new folks come into play.
Yes.
Okay. Next topic, the marketing report.
So we've been active on Facebook promoting the flexible season membership. We did that as an ad. I think we paid $25 over the course of a week. and we reached 3,200 people. So the cost per reach is like 13 cents. So I'm not sure that, some of those new members can be attributed to that, but we're certainly getting the word out that we have this flexible season, and hopefully that's enticing people to think about Shinnecock. Right now we have 1,155 followers. We picked up 21 just in the month of April. So we're, that number continues to grow. We're currently, or I think it started tonight or starts tomorrow, we're going to be promoting the junior golfer program. So, and it's going to be in our summer brochure. And this is a program where we will loan a junior golfer clubs. They pay, if they play 6 times during the course of the season, we'll actually give them a set of clubs. The reason we chose 6 was National Golf Foundation says generally you can get somebody hooked on golf if you get them to play 6 times. So the only responsibility they have is to pay for the green fees. Todd will make arrangements to, like I said, loan them a set of clubs while they're playing, and after they've played their 6 times, they'll be given a set of clubs. So we're going to be promoting that, and on Friday, because the airport was closed, we were able to get permission to the media services division of the library as a drone, and we were able to get a drone out on the course on 4 or 5 of the holes. Normally we can't operate a drone because of the proximity to the airport, but the airport was closed for, I think, a repaving project. And as it turned out, Friday the golf course was closed because of rain, so we didn't interfere with any golfers. I had not seen any of the video yet, but I understand that it's pretty spectacular. And the gentleman from the library is planning to go back to the golf course and do some kind of low-level ground shots and kind of merge the two together into some pretty neat videos.
Excellent. We'll look
Yeah.
forward to seeing it.
Yeah, it should be pretty exciting.
Mayor Gronakowski.
Thank you. The junior golfer program sounds great. I hope you get a lot of response to that. Are people donating clubs that will be given away to the kids, or how are we acquiring the clubs? Are we getting them at a discount somewhere?
No, actually, we ran a campaign a couple of years ago to try to get clubs donated, and members stepped up that, they had a set of clubs down in their basement that they weren't using anymore. So I think Todd told me we have like 21 sets of clubs. They're not all matching sets, but yeah, we've got more than enough clubs to make available to a group of kids that want to sign up.
That's wonderful. Make sure you thank the members when you make this public. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. And if needed, do we have clubs for youngsters, like 10 and under, or are they mostly adult clubs that are being cut down?
No, we have youngster clubs, yes.
Okay.
Kid clubs, yeah. And also, we'll be having a cut down club party in my back room, and we'll be chopping down some clubs so that we can have some middle-agers. We already have some young kids ones, but we have plenty of clubs.
Okay. Excellent. Now I look forward to seeing the result of this.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yep. Excellent. Anything else, Mark?
No, that's it for marketing.
Okay, thank you very much. Next item, unfinished business, operational updates based on COVID-19 activities.
So hopefully you've all been out to the course over the last couple of weeks. We've put up additional signage. I think we've got 36 signs up on the tee boxes, reminding people to stand 6 feet apart. We have, as you probably all are aware, we've closed the shop, and it's now all transactions take place through a window, so the folks stand outside. So there's nobody going into the shop. Tim or Todd are wearing masks and gloves, and that seems to be working pretty well. As Todd mentioned earlier, we're in the process of hiring some new rangers. And once we have them, all the paperwork is done, we will get a second ranger. We're going to have 2 rangers working at a shift. One will be out on the course, making sure that golfers are practicing social distancing. The other ranger will be back at the clubhouse, disinfecting the carts as they come in. We have bought cleaning supplies in anticipation of allowing a single cart user option, and we're just waiting on all the paperwork to get processed and hiring those new rangers, and we should be good to go with reintroducing the single cart or the single rider option on the carts.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I don't know, Todd or Eric, and is there anything that I've missed? Other enhancements or operational updates related to COVID?
No, I think you hit it pretty good right there.
Okay. All right.
Anybody have questions?
We are hiring 3 new rangers.
Oh, excellent.
That's what's happening. So that's going to be fantastic.
Yes. I just have one question, and that is, as we get more information and a little bit more churn on the possibility of opening things up again, do we have a, for lack of a better word, a re-entry plan for the golf course to, we don't know what the decisions are going to be, but is there a kind of starting to think about how we get back into business as was usual?
Well, I think if the governor issues an executive order saying that we can change the time between rounds, you know, if he adjusts that from 10 down to 9, I think you would see us make that change in rounds played per hour. You know, as far as the restaurant goes, Tony and Pete will have to make whatever accommodations, you know, the mayor or the health department sets. And if they allow us to have 2 people on a cart, I think we would go back to that and probably continue to have a ranger cleaning the carts, because that's going to be a concern, I think, of people, even when this all gets lifted, either incrementally or when we get to everything being open again. I think we need to realize that there are some people that are still going to have hesitation, and I think it's our kind of responsibility to continue to try to keep things as clean as possible, for us to take all the steps that we can to try to reduce any rebound or further spread of this COVID-19.
Excellent.
Yeah, so we're thinking about it. I know certainly we're thinking about it at the senior center and recreation, trying to figure out, and you know, all the parks and what we're going to do. And same goes for the golf course.
Right. I think there was an announcement a couple days ago from the governor that there was an anticipation of allowing outside dining, which would enable the Par 4 to maybe utilize the patio in a responsible way. And so that would open them up a bit. What's happening immediately down the pike, who knows? I heard that there was a May 20th, but now somebody told me today that now they're talking about June for a first step kind of thing, but whatever. I mean, as we get directives from the governor, then we'll have to, decide what the appropriate step is to move forward.
Yeah, thank you for that. Any additional questions? If not, our next meeting date is on June 1st, a month away. And in the meantime, can I get a motion to, I'm assuming we can adjourn. So a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'm going to interrupt you if you don't mind, because I really didn't hear something about carts that I thought we should have addressed based on your input last meeting, which was how we're going to take care of the folks that can't walk the golf course. And they should be on single carts. Todd, you mentioned something about a credit or something last time.
Well, we in this discussion with there was kind of a just maybe a credit would be appropriate at some point, but if we're talking about getting additional ranger staff on within a week or just outside of that, and if that means that we can run carts, and if that means that our folks that haven't joined yet, that haven't joined because they have to use carts, are now going to join, and they get a year from the date that they join, and we're running solo carts, and I think we're all good.
Okay. Appreciate that input.
Dave, we lost you.
You did?
Were you saying something else?
That was, well, I just said I told Todd I appreciate his input, that's all.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, could I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
A second? Brad or Cindy?
Oh, I was muted. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So, meeting adjourned.
Margaret, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
So on my screen, under my picture, it says Lynn Byberg.
Yeah,
Are
who's
you
Lynn
s-
Byberg?
I have no idea. I just wondered if I was the only one seeing this or.
No. We're
Oh,
seeing
that's
you
what I
as
see.
Lynn Byberg.
Okay.
Well, you did look cuter to me.
It must be the puppy.
Is there somebody at the town who's named Lynn Byberg?
Not
Maybe
that I'm
send this
aware
out.
of. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know a Lynn Byberg, so.
You should be able to change your name. Do you have a blue box with breadcrumbs in it?
Blue box with breadcrumbs.
Upper corner,
Um,
or on your bottom corner under more.
Oh, okay.
There's places where you can adjust your name.
Oh,
If you
all right.
mouse over Lynn Byberg, you'll get a more out to the right of it.
Oh, okay.
And
All right.
rename
We'll
is
let
the
you work with your puppy and your name, and thank you all. Good night.
All right.
Good night. Thank you very much, Mary.
All right.
Good night.
And you
Good
can,
night.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
got it?
All right. Yep. Rename
Okay.
myself. Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, please do, for the next time in particular. I thought maybe it was somebody in your house who got a hold of it.
No. Okay. I have renamed myself just like that.
Yes.
There we go. All right.
Excellent.
All right. Thank
All right,
you.
no, thanks very much. Todd, thank you very much.
Okay,
Good
thank you.
information.
Thank you, Margaret.
Yep,
Thank you
All right.
all. Thank you, Mark.
All right. Good night.
good night.
Good night.